Alright guys, I am here with the Acemile theater box. It is a home theater in a box. Company claims that it will eliminate all the sweet spots that you find with a typical home theater. They say that no matter where you go, you're always going to get that surround sound. Up to 20 hours of battery life, and it puts out a lot of sound. So let's rewind this a bit and check it out. Alright, so this is what the theater box arrives in. It arrives in, well, pretty nice box actually. So this is it right here. You'll notice on the end that it's got this little ribbon so you can pull it out. So it looks really nice. Let's go ahead and pull it out. And we'll set this aside because we're going to need that in a minute. Now, when I first got this, it actually came with another blue ribbon nicely tied around it so you could lift it out, but that's no longer there. So we're just going to have to kind of slide it out. So that's the theater box. We'll set this right there, and then instruction card. Your charging brick, we've got the 3.5mm extension cable. Two kind of problems I have with this. It's not a big deal. First, this cord is too small. It's 6 feet long, and for you to utilize this at home as an actual home theater system, depending on where your components are, you may find that you need longer than this 6-foot cable. I did on one of my TVs, the other one will work just fine. All right, now it comes with the charging brick. Now this is a lot like not like a laptop charger. You would want probably USB charging, but this thing has a pretty big battery. You're just not going to be able to charge it off of a 5-volt USB. It would take years. It does charge relatively fast. I don't know how dead the battery was when I got it, but within an hour it was fully charged. This is the actual box itself. Let's go ahead and pull off the protective coating. I've been waiting to do that. And then you've got your buttons along the top here. Now these are all capacitive buttons. There is an NFC tag right here, and it's marked with the NFC logo. So you tap your phone and it pairs right up. And then buttons along the top, everything's smooth. You can't feel anything. They light up, but the problem is they only light up when you touch them. So I did discover though that if you kind of swipe your hand across the top in the dark, they will light up briefly and you can see where you're going. On the back side right here, this is where you're going to find your ports and your power button and your Bluetooth pairing button. So your auxiliary in, your power, Bluetooth pairing button, press and long hold that to put it into pairing mode, which it seems to default every time you turn it on. If it doesn't immediately pair with something, you can just find it and pair. So, and then you've got your power button. So let's go ahead and turn it on. It's got kind of a cool sound. Kind of Transformer-esque. And then it's just connected with my laptop over here. Now, before we play any sound out of it, let's kind of go over the manufacturer's claims and how it works. So they say that it works off of what they call their Q3D Holophony, and it's a holographic type of sound. And that holophony word is something they've made up. They've trademarked that. It's theirs. The way they accomplish this is in the front you've got two 2-inch speakers, and then on each side you've got a 2-inch speaker, and then in the back you've got a 3-inch bass driver. You've got your bass and then 4 regular drivers all around, 2 in the front, 1 on each side. They claim that it's smart, that it somehow knows to put the sound out to get it so that that sweet spot is kind of any which way you move. You could be over here, you could be over here, and it's supposed to sound like you're in the center. What I've found is it does a pretty good job. It works. Go stand in front of your television set, put on a movie, go walk all the way to the left side, and then walk to the right, and you'll hear the sound change and move as you're moving from one side to the other. And I did that with this, and it's definitely not as noticeable. I mean, it's doing something. Somehow it is creating a sweet spot in more than just one area, directly in the center of your center channel, your front left and right, your rear left and right. You want to be in the middle. With this, you can definitely move around a little bit, and you do still experience the surround sound. Sounds coming from the left feel like they're coming from the left, even if I'm standing a little to the right of the television or vice versa. That effect only kicks in after you take it to volume 14, I believe it is. So you've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know, all the way up to 14, and then that's when that really kicks in. And I think it needs the volume. Now this does have a microphone on it. They don't say a whole lot on their website about how it is smart, what it's doing. And I don't know if the microphone has anything to do with it, but you can use this as a Bluetooth speakerphone. One of the problems I had when I received this though, and I don't know if you can see this right here, there's a bit of a ding, or it's not a ding, it's like it's bowed out a little bit on the grill. It's not that noticeable, but there is a little blemish, if you would, on the front of the grill. Everything else on this is super, super tight looking. It's got kind of a semi-gloss, really dark gray finish. There are grills on all 4 sides. Obviously, you're gonna need that. The bottom has like a soft touch type of cover on it, so it's kind of rubbery, but not too rubbery. It's not gonna wiggle its way off the table. Build quality, everything seems good. The sound quality is pretty impressive, and here's where we'll bust out some tunage, and I got some YouTube friendly music queued up here. So let's try this kind of short one, and we'll see how I like it. So there we go. Now this volume is low. Let's bring it all the way up. That's pretty loud. I don't know if you can even hear me on this microphone. Now, one thing that you can see is the volume reacts kind of slowly. It's quicker actually if you just go tap, 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 tap. But if you press and hold it, it will change volume. It will also control track forward, track backwards. You can mute it. That's probably what I should have just done now. And then you can answer your phone calls. If you're in a dark environment though, you're gonna need to like swipe your hand over this to get it to light up momentarily. So then you can actually find the button that you wanna press. But the volume is good, the bass is clear, it's pretty bassy. It doesn't distort at full volume, even with real bassy music going on. The lows and mids are decent. You know, they're not muddied, they're crisp. The sound on it's really good. One thing that threw me for a little bit of a loop is once you go over that 14 volume level, when the 3D effect kicks in, it takes a minute to get used to it with music. Works great with movies, but with music, it gives it that sort of, that faux surround sound that you can get from some devices that have that simulated surround sound. You know, it might be in an equalizer setting and you hit it, kind of spatializes the music. This sounds a little bit like that. It takes a minute to get used to it, but I got used to it. After about 10-15 minutes, I didn't even realize that it was different than what I had been used to hearing. Some people may be turned off by that. All in all, you know, I dig it. I think it's a good product. The battery life on it's insane. I've been using it. We watched like 2 movies on it. I've played a lot of music, all of my testing on it, and I haven't recharged it yet. The battery is still kicking. Would be nice if they had some sort of a battery indicator so I knew, is it getting low? I'm about to leave the house. We're going to a beach party. Do I need to charge it before I go? That would be nice. And the last thing, and this is the biggest wish I have for this device, is a remote control. When you're watching movies through your television set, you got this plugged into your TV, you can't control the audio, no volume control that way. The line out audio on your TV, and I think this is probably the case for most televisions out there, is just an audio out. There's no volume. If you want to turn this thing down, you gotta go up, turn it down. So a remote control with it would be great. However, I also have the Bose SoundLink Mini. This is definitely better than that. And I have the Monster Beatbox, which is bigger. And this thing keeps up with the Beatbox, which takes like 12D batteries. And this thing sounds slightly better than the Beats boombox. It was less expensive. They actually sent me one for review, so thanks Acemile. So good product, I think, all around. It's gonna be up to you to decide whether or not you're really super keen on that 3D sound when it's coming to music. But if you like to travel and bring your laptop, a tablet, watch movies, videos, even in front of a small television, or I mean, I put this thing in front of a 60-inch television and it definitely did the job in my living room. filling up the living room with sound. I would say that it's pretty close to being able to replace a moderate, middle of the line sound bar. Definitely gonna be better than a cheap sound bar for sure. Yeah, so that's that. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments below. If you like this content, thumbs up, subscribe, please, it'll help me out. And I'm thinking about maybe doing a little bit of a giveaway, and I might give this away. So if you think I should do a contest to give this to one of my lucky fans, let me know in the comments below, and maybe in the next video or two, we'll do a little contest for this. Thanks, guys.